Welcome back to the very special episodes, where we revisit those unforgettable TV storylines that moved us to tears, tackled real-world issues, and left a lasting impact. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful and groundbreaking story arcs on classic TV, Penny and Willona's journey on Good Times. It's hard to overstate how impactful Good Times was in the 1970s, especially for Black audiences. This was one of the first shows to realistically portray the ups and downs of a working-class Black family, combining humor with raw, real-world challenges. But this show took things even further with Penny Gordon's storyline, focusing on the topics of child abuse, adoption, and the importance of chosen family. And let's not forget, Penny was played by none other than a young Ja'Net Jackson, who brought so much heart and emotion to the role. Today, we'll walk through each episode in Penny and Willona's journey together, from a painful beginning to a heartwarming conclusion, and discuss the lasting impact this arc had on audiences in TV history. The Evans Get Involved, Part 1, The Introduction of Penny. Our story starts with The Evans Get Involved, Part 1. Here we meet 10-year-old Penny Gordon, a new neighbor in the Evans family's Chicago housing project. Penny is kind, sweet, and instantly draws sympathy from the Evans family, as well as Willona Woods, the funny, independent, and fashionable friend of the Evanses. Penny is quick to make friends with the Evans family, especially with Willona, who sees something special in this little girl. But Penny isn't just a typical child moving into the neighborhood. The episode slowly reveals that Penny is hiding something no child should ever have to endure.
I knew that would be the first place you tried to hide.
Please, Mama, I promise I won't be a bad girl anymore. Please.
At one point, Willona and the Evans family notice suspicious bruises on Penny, and after some tense moments, they discover a horrifying truth. Penny is being abused by her mother, Lynella Gordon. This episode was a huge departure from the typical sitcom storyline. Good Times didn't shy away from serious issues, but this was one of the first times a show addressed child abuse directly. Seeing Penny, a young, innocent child, dealing with this kind of trauma was difficult for audiences to watch, and it brought much-needed awareness to an issue that was often hidden or ignored. In this episode, we see just how observant and caring Willona is, realizing something is wrong and taking action. It's the start of her journey from fun-loving friend to someone who could change Penny's life.
What happened? What happened? Oh my God. Mother's broken her arm.
The Evans Get Involved, Part 2, Systemic Challenges and Heartbreak. The story continues with The Evans Get Involved, Part 2. After discovering that Penny is being abused, Willona tries to get help. She contacts authorities, hoping to protect Penny from her abusive mother. But things aren't easy. Willona quickly finds herself up against the frustrating and slow-moving bureaucracy of the child welfare system, facing one obstacle after another as she tries to report the abuse and ensure Penny's safety. To make matters worse, just as Willona is working to get Penny help, Penny and her mother abruptly move out of the building, disappearing without a trace. Willona and the Evans family are left feeling powerless, knowing that Penny is still in danger but unable to do anything about it. This episode sheds light on the systemic failures that can make it nearly impossible for children like Penny to get the help they need. Even with someone as determined as Willona fighting for her, Penny is still left vulnerable to her mother's abuse. It's a powerful reminder of the real-life challenges many families face when trying to navigate these systems.
I carried that baby and I made a living for myself at the same time. And I wanted to do those things. But when the baby was born, what did she do for me, huh? What did she do for me? Nothing.
The Evans Get Involved, Part 3, Penny's Return and Willona's Big Decision. In Part 3, the storyline takes an unexpected turn. Just when it seems like Penny might be lost forever, she shows up at the Evans apartment after running away from home. Penny is terrified and desperate, pleading with Willona to let her stay. This is a powerful moment that shows just how much Penny has come to trust and care for Willona. For her, Willona represents a safe haven, something she's never known before. But Penny's return creates a dilemma for Willona. Penny's mother has abandoned her, and it's clear that Penny needs a stable, loving home. But Willona, a single woman who's never been a mother, isn't sure if she's ready for the responsibility. She's always been known for her independence and free spirit, but now she's faced with a life-changing decision. As Willona weighs her options, we see her transformation from the fun-loving, stylish friend to someone who's willing to take on the role of a mother. This moment is both heartwarming and heartbreaking because it highlights the complexities of Penny's situation. She needs a family, but finding one isn't as simple as it should be.
Willona,
Penny.
I'm here to stay.
The Evans Get Involved, Part 4. The Adoption. By Part 4, it's clear that Penny and Willona are meant to be together, but there's still one more hurdle to overcome: the adoption process. Penny's mother is out of the picture, but Willona still has to prove that she's a suitable guardian. This is where Good Times brings in some humor to balance the heavy storyline. Bookman, the building's janitor, comes up with a plan to help Willona's chances. He pretends to be her husband, thinking that a two-parent household might look better to the social workers. The scheme adds some much-needed levity to the situation, but it also highlights just how far Willona and her friends are willing to go to keep Penny safe and happy. Eventually, Mrs. Dobbs, the head of the adoption agency, sees Willona's dedication and approves her as Penny's guardian. It's a triumphant moment, symbolizing the beginning of a new chapter for both Willona and Penny. For Penny, it means finally having a stable, loving home, and for Willona, it's the start of a new life as a mother.
Girl's mother?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but this young lady's been picked up for shoplifting.
Penny's Christmas, a test of trust. Penny's Christmas is an emotional episode that tests the strength of Willona and Penny's new relationship. This will be Penny's first Christmas with Willona, and she wants it to be special. But when her money is stolen, Penny makes a desperate choice. She steals a necklace to give to Willona as a gift. When Penny is caught and arrested, Willona's ability to adopt her is called into question. The social worker is skeptical, and Willona has to fight to prove that Penny deserves to stay with her. Through this episode, we see how Penny's past trauma still affects her. She's afraid of not being enough, of not deserving love, and it leads her to make poor choices. But Willona responds with understanding and compassion, reassuring Penny that she doesn't have to prove her worth. It's a powerful reminder that healing from trauma takes time, and that Penny is still learning to trust that she is safe and loved.
Frank, you don't understand. Penny has been drifting all of her life. Now, for the first time, she's got real roots and a place she can call home. I cannot take that away from her.
Willonas Mr Wright, sacrifices for family. Next, we have Willonas Mr Wright, an episode that tests Willona's commitment to Penny. Willona's ex-boyfriend returns, asking her to marry him, and it's clear she still has feelings for him. But Willona realizes that having Penny has changed her priorities. She turns him down, choosing Penny over her own romantic happiness. However, Penny misunderstands the situation. She believes that she's ruining Willona's life and, feeling guilty, decides to run away. When Willona finds her, she reassures Penny that she chose to be her mother because she loves her, not out of obligation. It's a deeply moving moment that shows the depth of Willona's love and commitment. For Penny, this is another step toward feeling truly safe and loved.
No matter what anyone says, I'll always be with you.
A Matter of Mothers, Confronting the Past. In the final chapter of Penny and Willona's story, A Matter of Mothers, Penny's biological mother, Lynella, reappears, bringing both tension and manipulation. Now married and wealthy, Lynella decides she wants Penny back, not out of love, but to showcase her as part of her new life. This isn't about family, it's about image. When Willona refuses, Lynella escalates her plan in a truly underhanded way. She tries to set Willona up for an arrest, hoping to paint her as an unfit guardian. It's a cold, calculated move, with Lynella pulling strings to bring the authorities into the picture, jeopardizing everything Willona has built with Penny. The stakes couldn't be higher as Willona fights to clear her name and hold on to the daughter she's come to love. Ultimately, Penny chooses Willona over her biological mother, recognizing where true love lies. In a moment that is both heartbreaking and empowering, Penny makes it clear that Willona is her real family. Lynella, realizing she has lost, leaves, and Penny and Willona are finally free to move forward without fear. A Matter of Mothers wraps up this powerful arc, reminding us that family isn't about blood. It's about loyalty, love, and the people who stand by you. Penny and Willona's story remains one of the most moving in Good Times, showing us that the bonds we choose can be stronger than the ones we're born into. The lasting impact. The Penny and Willona arc on Good Times was much more than just a TV storyline. It was groundbreaking, a story of trauma, resilience, and the bonds that make us family. Through these episodes, Good Times tackled child abuse, the struggles of adoption, and the emotional journey of healing. Penny's story reminds us that sitcoms can do more than make us laugh. They can teach us, inspire us, and even move us to tears. This storyline showed the world a young Janet Jackson, an incredible actor even as a child, who brought depth to the role of Penny. And Ja'Net DuBois as Willona showed us that a loving heart and an open home can make all the difference. Before we go, let me say thank you to our first 3 channel members, with a special shout out to Jeremy Bowen and Mary Gerald, who signed up for our Throwback Influencer tier. If you would like to support the channel, please sign up as a member to see more videos like this a day early and to receive other awesome perks. If you enjoyed this dive into the very special episodes, please hit that like button, subscribe, and keep tuning in for more classic TV deep dives. And as always, keep the nostalgia alive. Thanks for watching.